In the cold halls of Elsinore, Denmark's royal seat, a shadow falls upon the land, for King Hamlet is dead, and his brother Claudius has seized the throne, marrying Gertrude, the queen, with haste that chills the heart and stirs suspicion. Prince Hamlet mourns, deep in grief, his mind a storm of sorrow and doubt, questioning the morality of the world and the betrayal surrounding him. Late one night, on the ramparts, a ghost appears, bearing the visage of Hamlet's father, clothed in armor of a kingly age. The spirit speaks, "I am thy father, murdered by thy brother's hand. Arise, seek vengeance, let justice pierce the veil of deceit." The prince trembles, torn between disbelief and duty. Thus begins the dark meditation of Hamlet's soul, caught between action and reflection, morality and revenge, life's brevity and death's certainty weighing upon every thought. He feigns madness to uncover truth, a mask of madness, hiding a mind, calculating, ever watchful, sparing neither friend nor foe from scrutiny. Ophelia, gentle and fair, suffers amidst this storm, her love entangled with duty and familial obedience, bound by Polonius's command and her father's watchful eye. Hamlet's words and actions confuse and wound, for in his feigned madness, sharp truths escape his tongue, revealing the rot within the royal court. Claudius, cunning and ever alert, perceives danger, seeking spies and plotting ways to trap the prince, for guilt weighs heavily upon him, though masked by regal calm. Polonius, faithful servant and meddling father, intervenes, interpreting Hamlet's words and deeds as signs of madness rather than insight, and meets an untimely death, pierced by Hamlet's sword. The court trembles as Claudius grows wary, plotting measures veiled in false diplomacy to protect his throne and silence the prince's inquisitive mind. Hamlet contemplates the nature of life and death, soliloquies stirring the soul with questions no mortal can fully answer. To be or not to be, he muses, pondering existence, suffering, and the moral weight of vengeance, the question echoing through Denmark's halls. Ophelia's heart breaks, grief consuming her, her fragile mind fraying in the wake of her father's death and Hamlet's strange behavior. Laertes returns, enraged at the murder of Polonius, and his anger burns with the heat of filial duty and desire for revenge. Claudius seizes upon Laertes' fury, plotting with precision, devising the duel that shall serve ambition and treachery alike. Hamlet, sent to England, faces the threat of death disguised as exile, a journey fraught with peril and hidden schemes. Yet Providence intervenes, and he returns to Denmark, more resolute, with fate and destiny intertwined in his steps. Ophelia dies, drowning amid whispers of madness, leaving Hamlet to confront the consequences of delayed action and the fragility of love. The fencing match is arranged, a stage set for treachery, ambition, and blood, where honor and mortality collide. Swords flash and parry, each thrust heavy with intent, each movement a reflection of passion and retribution. The poisoned cup and blade converge, sealing the fates of those entangled in courtly intrigue. Gertrude drinks the poisoned wine, falling by accident into death, an unintended victim of schemes and hatred. Laertes and Hamlet exchange words of regret, truth revealed in final moments, sins acknowledged yet irreversible. Hamlet strikes Claudius, forcing him to drink the poison, justice mingled with vengeance, the guilty finally meeting their doom. The prince succumbs to the wound, his life ebbing as he exhorts Fortinbras to inherit the throne, passing the kingdom to foreign hands with his dying breath. Fortinbras arrives, surveying the tragic tableau, a kingdom cleansed by mortality, yet scarred by ambition and betrayal. The ghosts of the past linger, reminding all of deeds committed, of promises broken, and of the inexorable march of consequence. Through Hamlet's journey, the mind contemplates the nature of conscience, action, and the cost of hesitation. Each character's flaw reflects human weakness. Pride, deceit, ambition, love, and revenge interwoven in a fatal tapestry. The prince's introspection illuminates the human condition, showing the peril of overthinking and the danger of moral paralysis. Claudius's cunning displays the corruptive power of unchecked desire, while Gertrude's complicity shows the vulnerability of loyalty swayed by passion. Ophelia embodies innocence undone by circumstance, a spirit crushed by grief and the turmoil of others' sins. Laertes represents the raw force of vengeance, untempered by reflection, mirroring Hamlet's own struggles with action. Polonius serves as a cautionary figure, meddling in matters beyond understanding, his death a harbinger of consequence. Horatio, steadfast friend, embodies reason, observation, and the moral witness, surviving to recount the tragic tale. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, instruments of Claudius's plotting, fall victim to schemes they barely comprehend, emblematic of collateral suffering. The Danish court is a microcosm of corruption and decay, illustrating the fragility of morality in proximity to power. Hamlet's soliloquies, deep and searching, probe the essence of life, death, and duty, leaving the audience in reflection. His delay, a mixture of caution and philosophical rumination, magnifies the tragedy, showing thought intertwined with human weakness. The inevitability of death pervades the narrative, each character's fate entwined with the choices they make. The duel's fatal choreography mirrors the moral and political entanglements of the kingdom, inescapable as destiny itself. Revenge, though justified in Hamlet's eyes, carries a cost beyond measure, touching friend and foe alike. The poison, symbolic of deceit and corruption, pervades both court and conscience, bringing swift judgment. Gertrude's death signifies innocence caught within webs of ambition, reminding the living of unintended consequences. Claudius's fall, final and complete, represents justice served yet tinged with the blood of innocence. Hamlet's final act blends courage, morality, and resignation, accepting mortality with dignity amid chaos. Fortinbras's arrival completes the cycle of political power, an external force restoring order where human weakness failed. The play portrays the tension between action and reflection, showing that moral deliberation can be both virtuous and deadly. Hamlet's intellect, while noble, becomes a source of torment, showing the double edge of reason without resolution. The narrative underscores the fragility of human life, the inevitability of death, and the consequences of ambition. Love, loyalty, deceit, and vengeance intertwine in a tragic tapestry, each thread leading to revelation or ruin. Through tragedy, the moral of the tale emerges. Hesitation, reflection, and conscience must balance action, lest the world fall to ruin. Hamlet's legacy endures, a cautionary tale of thought, emotion, and human imperfection, etched upon the conscience of all who witness. The court's decay, the prince's introspection, the ghost's reminders, all converge in a meditation on mortality and justice. In the end, the kingdom passes into new hands, a nation scarred yet poised for renewal, reminding the living of the cost of intrigue, the power of conscience, and the shadow of fate. The story closes, yet the questions linger. What is justice? What is duty? What defines honor in a world of deceit? Hamlet's voice, though silenced, echoes in memory, a guide to reflection on life, death, and human complexity. Through his journey, we learn that morality is entwined with circumstance, that thought without action can fail, and that action without reflection can destroy all. The tragedy is timeless, a mirror of the human soul, its struggles and its imperfections. The royal palace, now quiet, holds the ghosts of ambition, love, and revenge, awaiting the contemplation of those who remain. Hamlet's death, though sorrowful, restores a moral balance, leaving the living to ponder choices and consequences. Life, in all its complexity, mirrors the prince's torment, intertwined with duty, reflection, love, and betrayal. Mortality frames every decision, every thought, every pause between action and understanding. Thus ends the tale of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, a story of introspection, consequence, and human frailty. A narrative warning of ambition, the cost of revenge, and the path through grief toward insight and understanding.